What is up, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Dual Senses, a PlayStation podcast, where we give you our 2 cents on all things PlayStation. I am your host, Alex Wolf, joined here by the one, the only, the light one,
The light
in
one.
more ways than Steven Marrow,
Oh, okay.
the Bone Marrow Marrow,
So
the light
the
one,
bone marrow marrow. Oh my god. Hello.
the marrow, the Bone Marrow Marrow. There were a lot that happened. I just like, oh wow, I've never used that one, but I could, and I just threw
You
it
just
out
kind
there.
of ran with it. You did a lot.
Yeah, the big bone marrow. Big Bone Marrow Marrow. You can catch the show live each and every Friday night at 9:30 Eastern Time, or tonight where it's 9:03 p.m. Eastern Time. If you
Ooh.
can't catch the show live, you can find us on podcast, Spotify, and the YouTubes. Of course, be sure to rate, review, and follow us wherever you're listening. Come on, throw us a bone. If you want to see the show grow and throw us a huge level of love, head on over to www.mtfproductions.com/donate, where you can send as little as $1, and we can put that towards giving you the best PlayStation podcast we possibly can. Steven.
That
Steven
was a
the Bean.
beautiful intro.
Thank you. I tried. How you feeling? How you been? It's been a couple weeks.
I actually feel kind of like garbage, to be honest. I'm like a little.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I'm a
Jesus.
little under the weather. I'm
What
just a
was
little under
that?
the weather. But it's fine. It's fine. Other than that, it's fine.
I feel that. My house, my son, he's feeling a little rough. Rachel, feeling a little rough. I'm exhausted as shit. Just got done with my son's first birthday. Had the family,
How did that
a
go?
lot of family, all over the dang place. Honestly, so the party itself was fine. He had
hmm
a time. So he didn't nap. He refused to nap before the entire party. So during the actual birthday, we got him a little smash cake to play with. And in the smash and just make a mess, he poked it. He was so fucking done with it. He was done with that whole damn party 5 minutes in. He looked at it, goes, ugh. And then just it was just so I'm like that's my boy. Just uninterested and just fucking done with the world on his own day. He had a ball pit. He was that until he wasn't. He got a vacuum cleaner. He was okay with that until he wasn't. It was very much just like, okay. He didn't want to open a fucking single gift. He wanted nothing to do with anything the entire goddamn day. But as we brought the things home, and he actually slept pretty well that entire night. And then the next day he's all about it. But day of, fuck everybody.
He's not supposed to.
Forever. I mean, we went.
He's not supposed to feel that way until he's like
What?
Old.
Oh god, this kid's gonna be a pissed off adult. Like, God, you think I'm bad? He's just gonna be like, fuck you, little old Esther, fuck you, produce. I don't care if you're trying to wait and find the best one. I'm gonna kick out your walker. That's gonna be him by the age of 10. I can't wait. He's so proud.
Here, I'm gonna try a
But
thing.
other than that, it's just been one thing after another. You're gonna try a thing. What are you doing? What are you trying?
I'm moving.
Holy shit,
It's a little stuttery on my end.
He's fucking.
So I'm moving.
Oh, he's taking the show. He's taking the show mobile.
I'm gonna see if it's less stuttery here.
God, you guys see that? You see the wall? When I go in close, the brick wall just shows out of nowhere like a phantom.
Oh, that's actually kind of creepy. It's like an alternate reality.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, because it's not green. It's just kind of happening. I don't even have the mug, but here we are. Yeah, speaking of mug, Steven.
Yeah.
So about a month or so ago, I'm walking through the K. Roger, okay? And I can't remember what I was there. I was grabbing some stuff, and it was real quick, in and out. As I'm walking out, I've already done the checkout. I see this little cardboard standees or advertising new drinks or whatever. And I see this thing called Pepsi Nitro. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is it like the Coca-Cola coffee thing, but with Pepsi? And for those who don't know, I prefer Pepsi over Coke. I don't give a fuck. If you say opposite, fuck you. You're wrong. But
Jesus,
doing
shots
this,
fired.
and yeah, everybody, I'm gonna give a shit. I'll die in that hill. So I am walking through, and I'm like, okay, I'll try that next time. It's just says a draft cola, like a nitro infused cola. I'm like, I like nitro, and I like cola, and I like Pepsi. That sounds great, but I've already checked out. I'll get it next time. I go back to create the K Roger for like the most again random thing, last minute pickup before I get home, and that entire like stain, the whole section, the advertisements for this thing are just gone, didn't exist. And I'm like, well, the goddamn store, not because I want to find it per se, because I want to try it, but now to make sure I'm not crazy. And I saw it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I saw this thing, like this was here. It was right here as I walked into the K Roger less than 24 hours ago, but it's gone. I'm like, all right, weird. So like I go to work and I ask them if they've seen it. I'm like, okay, you guys have seen it. Have you seen it elsewhere? And like, you know what? No, I just saw it the one time. I've never seen it again. I'm like, what the fuck? So today, as I'm at work, I'm walking down the aisle of the local Rimk's to the restroom, and I'm just coming past it. I'm like, oh, and I find a little section of these Pepsi Nitros, and not only do I see the Pepsi Nitro, I see the Pepsi Nitro Vanilla. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce to you. So, no one thinks I'm crazy, and in case someone says this doesn't exist, it fucking exists. Pepsi, sponsor us. I'm about to crack open a can of nitro. So it even has instructions on how to
You
properly
haven't
drink
opened
this
it
thing.
yet.
It says chill the can. I have not tried this yet. It says chill the can. Step 1.
Okay. Is that what you did?
Hard. It says pour hard. It's like it's a fucking beer. You're doing a hard pour on this bad boy. I'm like, oh shit. And then admire and enjoy. I like that.
Admire?
That's confidence. All right.
All
And
right, well,
enjoy.
here we
So I'm
go.
gonna go ahead and just. Did you
Ooh,
hear
that was a
that?
good fizzle. That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Oh shit! It's foaming. Hold on. Wait. Fuck.
Oh, jeez.
We're getting a mess. We're getting a mess. I'm sorry, ladies and gents, if you can hear my foaming noises as I slurp this, but like I didn't want to get
You
a mess.
gotta
So
pour
I'm gonna do
hard,
that.
Alex.
I'm pouring hard, Steven.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
So far, it
I
looks
don't
just
really.
like a regular fucking Pepsi.
Yeah, I don't
But
see
wait,
a difference.
maybe because of the weird pour that happened where it all just kind of did thing. But oh, it's got a little bit of some cream as it's going through. It's a little foamy at the top. Got
Yeah,
a nice head.
got a little. Got some
It may have been
head.
the awkward pour I did because like it just kind of just did its thing. I don't know what was going on with that, but like God, it's like slowly pouring out more. Do you see that? Like it's just a never-ending
Yeah,
stream. It just you think it's done, and it's like
it's just the foam.
yeah, it is very much the foam. There's like a layer of foam that's stopping the top. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Get that lactose in there. I have no idea if there's lactose in this thing because it's creamy. And is there lactose? Now I have to know. Now I have to know. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no lactose in this. It's just nitrogen. But all right. It says smooth and easy drinking, so we're gonna find out.
Smooth and easy.
That ain't bad. That's pretty fucking good.
What
That
makes
is
it
smooth.
different?
It's not as fizzy, or as carbonated. It's
Okay.
nitro infused. So when you get like the Guinness beers and you crack it open and it's like that very satisfying pop, like a pop in a tap,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pour it in. It's supposed to foam up a bunch. That's what this does. Or in
Huh.
theory, it should have done, but at the same time, again, I think I opened it up like a fuck. So I got another one in the fridge of the reg type, not the vanilla, because I wanted to try both. So
All right.
we'll give it
Okay.
another go, and I will report back to you all next week. Any hooser, on to the news, Stephen. This is a light news week. A light news week. Not a whole lot
Hold on.
happening.
Let me change the
Some
banner
things
now that
here,
we're
some things
switching
there.
gears. We're
We are a Pepsi podcast now. PlayStation, Pepsi, boom, make it happen. We're the spot. We made this.
Pepsi.
It's the world we're living in, my
Pep
friend.
Station.
This is the world we're. Pep Station podcast, bitch.
Jesus.
It's happening. We're about to make fucking history, Stephen. We just made this real.
All right, if you say so. I'll drink to it. It's not as fancy as your Nitro Pepsi, but
You're damn right it's not. You know what? Okay, so okay. You know what that reminds me of taste-wise? Like
Okay,
as
hold
I
on,
drink
hold
more of
on. Do
this.
I need to
Sorry, I can't.
change the banner
It's
again?
you need to go
God.
back. So when you get like those frozen Coke drinks or whatever, like at the icy machines or whatever,
Yeah.
and like you never drink it all the way through because all the flavor stuff's at the bottom. So it's just like an ice rock at the top after you get to a certain point,
Mhm.
and then eventually it all just melts. And then you drink it, thinking it's gonna taste like a Coke, but it doesn't taste like a Coke. That's how that tastes.
So it doesn't taste like a Pepsi?
Like it's good. Not a normal Pepsi, no.
Hmm.
But it also doesn't taste like a Coke. It tastes like what you expect of frozen, like when it melts.
I'm gonna have to
It's
I'm gonna have to
interesting.
try it. I don't think I'll be able to understand it until I
I,
try
s-
it.
I saw I was again another random trip to the K Roger, and I found the 4-pack. So if you want to come by, I'll buy a 4-pack. We can just try them and we see what's going on with these things.
Alright, okay. Alright. Sounds like a plan.
It's wild, wild, wild times. Hmm.
Is
All
it
right, now
safe to
on to the
change back
news. On
now?
to the news, Steven.
Okay.
You, I don't know. You keep distracting me. You keep bringing up the Pepsi.
I keep bringing it up.
All right. Yeah, you keep bringing it up, dude. What the fuck's wrong with you? We're professionals. We're trying to do a show, and you keep talking about this fucking Pepsi. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. It's
Alright,
Pepsi. I'm drinking it. I'll
okay,
tell you what to do
alright,
with it. Shit.
okay. We gotta talk about the new Pepsi Plus.
I'd subscribe. They get all my dollars. Just to prove a point. Like
Anyways,
Pepsi Plus, make it happen.
we got an update about the PlayStation Plus revamp. This was just added to the PlayStation blog post as like a little addendum, I guess, at the top. But the launch dates have shifted, and this is actually a pretty rare occurrence. Instead of being delayed, it was pushed forward, which is kind of neat.
And we
Um,
have firm dates. We were given a release window last time, and now we've got an actual bam.
yeah, they did change the wording though. They're saying target dates, so they're still giving themselves some wiggle room. But
That's fair.
yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. But it's kind of neat.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
in Asian markets, excluding Japan, they're targeting May 23rd. In Japan, they're targeting June 1st. In the Americas, they're targeting June 13th. And in Europe, they're targeting June 22nd. So by the end of June, everyone will have this new PlayStation Plus revamp, which is exciting. It's coming up real soon.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone was expecting it to take a while. Because processes can take some time to get the kinks worked out, make it work. And there's usually like an announcement, and it takes you give yourself like 6, 7 months before it actually launches. Well, here we are. We got the announcement a month ago, and it is just on the cusp. We're only a couple months out,
Yeah,
making
and
headway.
what's exciting about this to me at least is if it's launching on May 23rd, we can expect a shit ton of more details like leading up to that. So an actual firm
Hmm.
announcement regarding what games are involved and like specifics about the subscription service and things. It's gonna happen soon, like very soon. So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
exciting. I think it's exciting
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm ecstatic for it. I want to know, will I get the 2 drinks from First Watch in the background if I subscribe to the premium edition of said PlayStation
Um,
Plus service?
that's actually part of the Pepsi Plus service. Those are Pepsi smoothies. So
Oh,
it's like a new
fuck
thing
yeah,
we're
it is.
trying.
Oh,
Nitro infused. You can
dude,
see the
here we go.
Pepsi going into this one. See the top layer, that's Pepsi. And then it goes into mango.
That I'd give it a whirl. I don't think I'd like it, but I'd give it a whirl. Stephen, we have a comment from Manexra. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But should I buy it in regards to the new PlayStation Plus subscription
That's
model
the age-old
coming?
question.
Yeah, but what should you do? That's a good question. if you were already a current PlayStation Plus subscriber, I think you should already at least do the essentials base, like the baseline tier, the $10 a month, or the $60 a year, because you need to play online. So if you're already doing it, you're already converted. I'd do it.
It's literally the same thing.
The benefit, yeah, same thing. You get the free games on, every month. The number of games won't be as, it'll be more consistent that you just get the two, as opposed to where a month we might get two, next month we might get three, or maybe we get a month where it's like a slew of VR games. I'm expecting, since it's now a structured thing, they're going to stay consistent with this, but still a good deal, very nice value. If it comes to upgrading to one of the higher tiers, I personally say look at the time you'll put into it. Like, it's great to have ability to that backlog of games, and we'll do all of the streaming, like the streaming and downloading the PS4 and PS5 games to play via PS Now or the PS Now feature-esque thing in it. But if you don't see yourself being able to commit to the time because you already have a rather impressive backlog from either having PS Plus titles already, or you're just someone that buys games habitually, maybe not save the $5 a month. And then, like, if you see something that's there and you're like, hey, or you need games to play because you don't have an extensive catalog to already go through, then yeah, upgrade. And either one would really benefit you, just depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for more of the classics with the PS1, the PS2s, PSP titles, and maybe a few PS3 games if you want to stream them,
Excited for
great. Go with the
PS3.
premium tier. And nothing wrong with that. Makes total sense. But if you think you're just looking for some older, you want to play some more recent games, the PS4, uh, what? Oh, oh, Pepsi Plus. I'm not going. I'll wait for Coke Plus. Get out of here. I can't.
Where's the ban button?
I won't acknowledge
Anyways,
it. I won't. I refuse.
to answer the question regarding the
But
PlayStation
yeah.
Plus
Anyways,
revamp,
yeah. Base it off of.
sorry, I think there's a little bit of a delay. So I think if you're asking the question, should I subscribe? Then already the answer is no. I say wait until you hear more information. Because if you're not already sold on all of the new features, then you need more information. And I think that once they announce the games that are included, I think that's going to be the deal breaker that'll make or break everything uh, for a lot of people. So I say hold tight. If you're asking that question, then just wait. In the next few weeks, we'll probably have more of an understanding of what games we can expect being included in this service. It is more than 700 games. So that's a shit ton of games to have access to immediately. But we don't know what games they're going to be. We know that PlayStation has specifically mentioned that they want games like Returnal and Spider-Man Miles Morales to be part of the service, which I'm kind of excited about. So there is going to be a first-party offering. And there's some recent rumors or leaks, I guess, which we can get into if you want, that might also hint
Yeah.
at some
Let's
other
kick
games
it
that
right
are
along. It
included.
ties in.
There we go.
You're just not gonna say it on me? Am I doing this one?
I thought you were going to do it. We're taking turns,
God
swapping
damn it,
off.
Steven. No, so this comes over from Video Games Chronicle. Is a God damn it, Steven. A possible leak. We're seeing some appearances and some other trademarks where some Siphon Filter games were recently rated in another country for both the PS4 and PS5. First, it very much seems like, okay, this is going to tie into one of the tiers, probably the premium tier with the classic titles going there. Um, what I find interesting is that they have to be re-rated because this is still the same, game. Like, we're not getting an updated visuals or anything like that. At least that hasn't been communicated from PlayStation. So it makes me wonder if this re-rating is to do with some kind of updated fidelity, some upscaling, but more importantly, Stephen, I think you'll appreciate this. If this is leading into the talk of will we see patches on games like these to update with trophies
Yeah. Yeah.
because it is a re-rating. I've never heard of a game like where like we didn't have to hear about re-ratings for PS on the PS3 on the PlayStation Store back in the day on the PS3 to be re-rated. Nor did we hear anything about PS2 classics having to be re-rated. They were just there, and it was essentially the same rating. Um, or at least no, the PS2 classics when you purchase those in the PS4 because they typically did come with some kind of upscaling or some kind of upgrades to it, like the Jack and Daxter collection, for instance, when it came to the PS4. It was re-rated. We did get trophies, though the trophies were the same as the PS3 HD collection. It's weird that classics have to get re-rated, and I find that odd. So I don't want to dip too heavy into it, but I wouldn't be surprised if this means we'll get some kind of bonuses to actually playing these games natively on the console.
Yeah, and I hope that we do.
What are your
And
thoughts?
I think that it getting having to go through the rating process again indicates that there's something changing in the code. So maybe that could just have something to do with backwards compatibility or making things run. Or like you said, it could be new features and things like that. But I really hope that it's trophies, and I think that it is. So I'm excited for that. But Siphon Filter, in the very least, so this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be included as part of the PlayStation Plus revamp. That's just kind of speculation, just because it kind of fits too nicely into that. But it could either be part of the PlayStation Plus collection with like classic games, or this could even hint at like a Siphon Filter collection, um, or something. We know that Siphon Filter has a sort of revamp in the works, so the series is still. Oh wait, no. I'm all fucked up. I'm not. I'm
Yeah, I was like,
thinking of
what?
Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm
what are you
thinking of
talking
Splinter
about? We
Cell.
don't know anything about that.
Oh my god, I'm thinking of
Yeah, yeah,
Splinter
yeah.
Cell. The other stealthy espionage fucking game that starts with an S. Never mind. Forget about what I said. But uh, it could indicate a Siphon Filter collection, or that it's included in PlayStation Plus, which either of those are pretty cool in my book. I'm doing great.
Good lord. Any hooser, yeah. So I mean, I didn't. So I thought maybe it was an HD collection, but I find that'd be a hard sell, especially for the Siphon Filter games. While beloved, right? People love those games. They love that franchise. It's a strong legacy and a flagship for early PlayStation. It's a little weird for it's a PS1 game, you know.
Mhm.
Like even when the Metal Gear Solid HD collection came out on the PS3, we didn't get Metal Gear Solid 1. We got 2, 3, and Peace Walker because it made sense to do an HD revamp. You're not going to want an HD revamp putting it from the ground up again in some aspects. Um,
I think some of these Siphon Filter
so
games, though, I think were also released on PS2, if I remember correctly.
some were PS2, yes, but the trademarking we're seeing is for 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'd find it odd for them to do 1, but I believe 3 and 4 for sure were on PS2. 2, I think, was on the PS1 as well. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's where I'm like, maybe not an HD remaster. I definitely think it does tie into more of the new revamp of everything, especially seeing filings, and the filings came from a foreign country, at least not in the US. I can't remember where. I want to say somewhere in Asia, if I remember right. I can't remember. I don't have the link in front of me. But yeah,
So getting more.
so there is that. But we'll see what happens. We'll probably see if we see more filings of the sort in that same nature. I think that all but confirms like because the games will be available to play via the up tiered, upscaled services.
They were rated in Korea, by the way, which we've had
Korea.
games
So I
leak.
was right with Asia.
Yeah, we've had games leak
Oh yeah,
from ratings. Usually, I think it's Korea or Australia. Um, they
or
leak
the
games a
massive
lot with the
Amazon
ratings.
France one that happened a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
but yeah, something interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
Um,
you never know.
moving right along,
Moving right
PlayStation
along.
has hinted at the idea of putting ads in PlayStation games, and I know that this is mildly controversial, but we'll let's unpack this a little bit. So there was a Business Insider report where Sony was basically talking about incentivizing developers to continue making free-to-play titles by giving them additional ways to monetize. One of those ways being advertisements in their games. Um, that's basically the gist of what they're talking about. They mentioned other things. Formats could include ads that give viewers rewards for watching ads and promotions. Those rewards could be in-game items like avatar skins, things like that. But yeah, this is actually kind of interesting because we've seen PlayStation has experimented with advertisements in games in the past. Well, not just PlayStation, but games in general. But as far as PlayStation first party stuff, I remember Wipeout HD had an update where they added like Burger King ads in the loading screens.
Yeah, they did.
And
Yeah,
that
they
was
did.
that was interesting. And that was fine, aside from the fact that it made the loading screens last like a couple seconds longer, and people were pissed off about that. But like, I don't think that that's that big of a deal. We've also seen like political advertisements in
Mhm.
what was it? It was a racing game, wasn't it? There was like an Obama ad in some
If anyone's
racing
watching
game.
and see even further, an excellent screen grab that you should get.
Oh no.
It was beautiful. Absolutely breathtaking, my friend.
I don't
Like the
everything
mute.
is going fine on my end. I think something's fucked up on your end. But
But everything's working on my
anyways,
end. It's literally just your feed. But hopefully the viewers and people watching and listening at home aren't being
yeah,
affected too much by it. But
we'll figure it out. This is my first time streaming from this new location. I don't know, something we'll figure it out. But
we saw your
anyways,
transition from the room to the kitchen.
yeah. Yeah. I might as well give you all a
It's like
fucking
PlayStation
tour.
cribs. Hmm.
But yeah, how do you feel about advertisements in games?
It's I don't see it as a big deal, especially when we're talking more for like the games of service type deal. So games like Fortnite, games like the Destruction All Stars, uh, these games need revenue streams, right? I mean, there's a lot of content and a lot of money goes into these games, and eventually microtransactions just won't foot the bill anymore unless people want to pay more for those transactions. So this is a way to offset it. Like it is what it is, and I don't think it's going to ruin the gameplay that you see a Pepsi logo flying in the air in a battle royale the moment you get the party bus in Fortnite. I don't see where that's going to ruin you unless you're a weirdo and you prefer Coke. I don't see where it's going to be an issue for like unless it's a hindrance in the game, right? It's yeah okay. So for instance, Rainbow Six Vegas, so many Dodge cars. Yeah, all the cars were Dodges. Did it change how well that game was received? Vegas and Vegas 2 were beloved back in the day. And but like it didn't help them, it didn't hurt them commercially or critically, you know? So I don't see where it could be a big deal. I see where people are worried, like, oh man, we're gonna get ads. And they're probably thinking of like when you're loading up a map, you're gonna have to see a stupid advertisement for some kind of like allergy medicine, I could see that being a concern because it's just annoying and it's like I don't need this, but I don't think that's what we're getting at. I don't think that's the type of ads we're going to see in video games, at least not in those types of games. That'd be weird. That would
Yeah,
make no sense, and that would impact the quality of your experience.
I mean, the report
I
specifically
think
mentioned free-to-play
more
titles.
product placement.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, so product placement is another thing that's fine. Like we've seen that with Death Stranding with the Monster Energy drinks. And I think that actually kind of added some novelty to the experience. We've seen Axe body spray in Yakuza games. And it's like it's not that big of a deal. Like it's just kind of in the game. If anything, it connects it to our everyday life a little bit more when it's implemented in a certain way. Um, like with the Yakuza, I think it was pretty fine. Uh, but but no, they're specifically mentioning free to play games. This is something that is very commonplace in the mobile space. Pretty much every game, or the
Hmm.
majority of games, are free to play on mobile, and it's normal for you to watch advertisements on mobile. One thing that I do like that they mention is specifically rewarding people for watching ads instead of just interrupting a game with an advertisement that you can't skip and then you don't get anything for it, having it as an option to get in-game rewards, I think that that's cool. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. And if it is, gamers, especially console gamers, are very good at letting people know when something pisses them off. So I feel like it'll be handled.
I mean, in
You know what I
between that,
mean?
and I imagine like there's gonna be like a subscription, like a battle pass or something, like buy the battle pass and ad free, you know?
Yeah,
Like, okay,
yeah.
sure. How many people already buy battle passes for games they love and play all the time? Who cares? So nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about, ladies and gents. I think we'll be fine. Buy Pepsi.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, okay, we interrupt you to bring in this message brought by Raid Shadow Legends. It's spreading, Steven. We need ads for it all. All of it, Steven. We need the revenue stream. This
All
is a
right,
free
DualSense
show.
is the advertising podcast.
Brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, out now on mobile.
Jesus Christ. I don't want any of that.
What if we just started just doing advertisements for people that aren't paying us for it and see if eventually someone just throws us a buck, you know? Like, how long do I need to yell at Pepsi or Krispy Kreme and just send business their way via Twitter
Well, that's the
until
thing.
we
They're
get a
not going to
buck,
pay
right?
us if we do it for free. That's the problem.
No, I mean we do enough to make a case. File like this random class action lawsuit that no one cares about, but everyone hates dealing with. So they just pay it out because they don't want to deal with our analysis, and we do it for everything. For
So they
instance,
settle.
you know, fuck it. It's a light show. We don't have a whole lot to go on. So I had an epiphany about like 9:43 at night last week, just
Oh,
laying
no.
in bed. Don't know why I was thinking about this. But I was
Mhm.
thinking about, oh, so the next Fast and Furious movie is coming out, and it'll be the 10th installment in the franchise, right? Okay. So
I know where
picture
this is
this.
going.
Here's the premise. For the last 10 years, right? And if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen this idea come through. Last 10 years or 20 years, this franchise has spawned. Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel character, has been, escaping the law, working with the government, this, that, and the other, right? But he's always living life a quarter mile at a time. He's always driving fast cars and racing. So what he does one day, and he's got a lot of enemies. He's made a lot of enemies in 10 years or 20 years, however long this shit goes. One day, someone just shows up in his driveway. He's like, nah, fuck that. Grab the kid, Letty, we got to go. And they take off. And he calls the family, right? And he calls the family and says, hey, there's someone following us. They're coming after us. This is game time. Let's go. And we all know Jason Momoa is playing the villain, right? So we don't know what Jason Momoa's motive is throughout the entire thing. We just know he's chasing Dom and the family, right? And there's fast cars, there's explosions, this, that, and the other. You fast 10, right? So hashtag fast TE, and you put 10 in all caps to let people know it's still but the tag is fasten your seatbelts. Not only is Jason Momoa not really a villain, but he's actually just an undercover cop ready to give you the best fucking seatbelt tip you've ever seen. Because Dominic Toretto, for 20 years, has been driving these cars not wearing a seatbelt. And Jason Momoa's had enough of it. No one's above the law, Steve. He's about to bust him, the whole family, Ludacris, everybody. They're done. Book it. We retweet that premise out all over the place. Someone will pay us, Steven. Someone will pay. And it'll be fantastic.
Someone will pay.
Nah. Someone will pay dollars for that. And we will get a ticket sold to that movie.
I do appreciate
Or just
the
holding fucking ransom.
cleverness,
This show,
the wordplay with fast 10 your seatbelt, like fast. Like, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I
fasten
actually
your
like that a lot.
seatbelts. Am I right? But no, these dipshits come out and release Fast X. That's stupid. It sounds like it's going to relieve gas. I don't want to see that movie. I want to see Fast 10, your seatbelts in theaters, featuring Jason
Fast
Momoa as an
X
undercover cop out to give the best ticket bust ever.
Fast X sounds like an advertisement I don't want to see in my video game. It just sounds like a shitty pill or something. Like I hate it already. So yeah, I'm with you on that, on the name.
See, and look at this, Manaxra, he gets it, right? Or they get it. See,
That's the trick. The
we're
people who
talking
make
money
the
here,
fake
Steve.
ad,
Talking money.
they won't pay you,
We're
but
about to
other
be
companies
fucking
will. Like
millionaires.
these guys are
I'm
running
telling
ads
you.
for Pepsi Plus. We got to get on board. Jesus. I mean, okay, yeah.
Book it. Pay me.
Book it.
Exactly. Get a T-shirt. Just hashtag book it, and we sell that. But I'm just printing ideas out here.
Jesus
Steve.
Christ.
Money printing machine in this here noggin, my
We
friend.
need an ideas podcast with just ideas so crazy that they have to work.
Oh God.
Pepsi Plus, book it shirts. We've got it.
Right?
All right, can we talk about Uncharted now?
We got this going. All right. I mean, I guess we could talk about Uncharted territory.
All right, okay. All right. Are you doing is it my turn?
This is you. I
No,
did the last
it's
one.
your turn.
No, you doing
No,
it.
I did the last
It's
one.
your turn. Damn, it was your idea. Did you?
Yeah, I did the advertisement. You
Nah,
did
you're full
Siphon
of shit.
Filter. I did the revamp.
Oh dear God, this show's so
With
unorganized.
the
We don't know what
program
we're
out.
doing.
Honestly, I think it's the
No,
delay. The delay's throwing me
I
off.
refuse.
This is a whole mess. I need to figure out the
Am
internet
I
thing.
delayed or are you delayed?
I don't know. All I know is that like I'll
Oh.
talk when you're not talking, and then you'll start talking, and I think there's just a weird delay.
And it's usually because I'm waiting because I'm
It's
thinking
weird.
either you're frozen or you're not. I don't know. Ladies and gents, it's been a while, okay? It's been a couple weeks since we've done a show. Not a whole lot of news. And we're really just trying to waste your time. Throw us a buck. www.mtfproductions.com/donate. Thank you. Any Hooser.
Please help.
Naughty Dog. This comes from VGC. Naughty Dog recruiter seemingly hints at plan for more Uncharted games. So, a newly appointed recruiter at Naughty Dog seemingly hinted that Sony is planning future Uncharted releases. So on Tuesday, Christina Marie Drake McGearty announced on LinkedIn that she had joined the studio this month as a primary recruiter. She said she is scouting for talent at entry level, and it's special being able to build the future teams not only for new titles, but for the legacy of Uncharted. Steven, your thoughts?
Interesting use of the word legacy. Considering Lost Legacy was a game.
What?
I don't know. Anyways.
What else would you call it? What other word would you use?
I'm as much as I like the idea of more Uncharted, I don't think it's necessary, but I do understand that it's going to sell because Uncharted is a beloved franchise, and it's an awesome game. Whatever they release for it, I'm gonna play it. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's to be expected that they'll continue this franchise just because it's a hit. I like that they're recruiting new people and not necessarily taking resources away from other projects from Naughty Dog. We have the Last of Us factions coming out, which has been confirmed. There's heavy rumors about a Last of Us remake. And then there's also some more recent rumors about a Naughty Dog fantasy game, which is rumored to be a new IP from Naughty Dog. So they've got a lot of things going on all at once. So I think that it's nice that they're bringing other people in to work on the future of Uncharted. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of room for the franchise because we have spoiler alert for Uncharted 4. If you haven't played it, it's your own goddamn fault. The game's been out and been given away for free multiple times. But
that is very true.
Seriously,
a lot.
It's your own damn fault if this spoils the game for you. But you've got Nathan and Elena's daughter, who she could go on her own adventures like a young Indiana Jones style type thing. You've got all these side characters. We can dive into Sully's past. I would love a Sully focused story. Honestly,
Right?
I want that more than anything.
Right.
Uh, so there's a lot of things. You could even just have entirely new characters, just like with the Uncharted flair and in that world and things like that. It's really just kind of a blank canvas. And uh, while I don't think we need any more Uncharted, um, I don't hate the idea of getting more Uncharted, and I know that no matter what, they're going to treat their baby right. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. How do you feel about it?
Um, so I'll start off. I love the Uncharted franchise. It was probably my first real foray into playing games into an unknown franchise. At that age, because I grew up playing games, so I always played like familiar characters. So like I knew Sonic the Hedgehog, I knew Dragon Ball Z, I knew this, I knew that. Uncharted was this brand new thing. I had played Naughty Dog games before with Jack and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot, but the name didn't really stick with me. Uncharted was the game that made the Naughty Dog name stick with me growing up as a kid. Um, that being said, some things you just gotta let go. Some things need a definitive end. I've said this multiple times on the show where I feel like we get oversaturated with sequels and HD remasters, and we don't see a lot of brand new AAA IP from studios like Naughty Dog because of it. I find it interesting that of all the developers, Naughty Dog wants to keep the Uncharted franchise going, where they had a still commercially and critically successful franchise with Jack and Daxter that they gave an end. They were done. And we haven't seen one since. So I don't know what Uncharted did that Jack and Daxter didn't do when we're talking. Like, granted, there's a span of time between the two and a whole console generation. So yeah, Uncharted could do things that Jack and Daxter couldn't do, but some were, in a sense, they're both revolutionary for what they did at that time. With Jack and Daxter's
Mhm.
open sandbox, the lack of load times, this, that, and the other, and narrative storytelling in an action platformer. Uncharted with its movie-like cinematic presentation, still, it had load screens, but with everything that was happening on the screen and using the cell processor and the PS3, it made sense as to why it did, and it was gorgeous. And it set a new standard for cinematic storytelling. So I find it odd that they're not afraid to keep dipping back into that well as
I honestly think that
with
the
Uncharted,
reason
and we've had people clamoring for what's that?
sorry, I think I think the reason why is because the thing that Uncharted did that Jack and Daxter didn't do is it sold more and it won awards uh, by like a lot more. And even though Jack and Daxter was like a
Yeah,
greatest hits on the PS2, I think because the gaming industry just keeps growing and growing and growing, I think Uncharted is just something that speaks to a lot more people, and I think that they see more franchise opportunities for it. I mean, there's an Uncharted movie, and it was you know almost number one in the box office. It's one of the highest grossing movies of this year.
yeah.
uh, and actually, it's interesting. Like the top five highest grossing movies of the year, and two of them are video game movies. So there's something interesting happening there. But anyways, I think it's all about the money, unfortunately, and I think that's why we're going to see it stay in house, but an additional team with recruiting more people for this. I mean, Naughty Dog is a big studio. They've got a lot of plates spinning all at once. Uh,
Yeah.
but but yeah, that's actually one thing that I kind of really like about PlayStation is while yes, the industry is oversaturated with sequels and remakes and re-releases and things like that, PlayStation is really good at letting their first party studios do new things when they want to do new things. And I have no doubt that Naughty Dog is working on something new alongside these, new Last of Us and uh, going back into Uncharted
Oh,
and
for
things like
certain.
that. But yeah,
Speaking of remasters coming from Naughty Dog, Steven, and you touched on this a little bit earlier. There's been rumors for the last few months or so talking about a potential Last of Us remake. If you want to take this one away.
mm. You wait until I drink to tell me that.
God, how?
Uh, so for a while, there have been a lot of rumors and a little bit of controversy regarding a Last of Us remake. Um, Now, this is something that's been long rumored and suggested. There's the idea that, what was it? Jason Schreier did a whole report about, was it Ben Studio that was allegedly working on a Last of Us remake? Is that what that was?
I don't remember. I'm not sure. I've never heard anything about the specific studio. Just that it was in the works. Um, and it's always been kind of vague. It's always been like someone working at PlayStation or someone close to a source there is like, oh yeah, it's something being talked about, or yeah, it's in the works. This, that, and the other. Nothing super tangible. And this is kind of in a similar way. Let's see. I'll pull up the link and we'll take a look at here. So this one comes from it's a PlayStation animator, also coming from Video Games Chronicle. Uh, teasing an unannounced first-party game that they suggest could release this year. This was spotted by at Okami13 in a series of tweets last month. Recently worked on God of War at Sony Santa Monica. Claimed that PlayStation some bangers coming out this year and alluded to an unannounced project he's been working on. He claimed it's not God of War Ragnarok. But they believe he currently works for PlayStation Studios Visual Arts, and has a studio that people are expecting is working on the Last of Us remake for the PlayStation 5. So what Stephen alluded to with this controversy is that The Last of Us, while it did originally launch in 2013, 10 years ago, it's an HD remaster of a PS3 game. So that was a time when HD had become the new standard for games. So,
Yeah.
and it's too fresh. It feels too fresh in a sense. Granted, we've done HD remasters and remakes on games that are only a decade old, some even less, but at a time where it made sense. The backwards compatibility wasn't as available to that generation on the 360 or the PS3. The addition of trophies, the upscaling of HD to these games, and hell, I mean, Last of Us got the definitive edition, Last of Us Remastered, on the PS4 a year later. So it's just like, what more? I mean, outside of like, why not just make a patch for The Last of Us Remastered for where it can run 60 frames per second at 4K on the PS5? I that seems more likely what should be done with that. A remake to me is just a waste of time and resources that can be put into the alleged Naughty Dog new IP. That could be put in the time it's taking to get Last of Us factions out. This is just unnecessary. It seems
Yeah.
like a total cash grab.
Yeah, it does come across as that. And I mean, unless there's something like extra remarkable about this remake, I honestly don't really care. I honestly think that the first Last of Us is a little weak. I don't think it ages very well, which is a little bit controversial in and of itself. But like the controversy that I was specifically referencing had something to do with, there was a Jason Schreier report where allegedly, Sony Bend Studio, I think, whichever team worked on Days Gone, they basically were told that they can't work on a sequel for Days Gone, and they were put on a team working on Naughty Dog titles. And everything that they were working on, they were making progress on, but then it would just get canceled or it would be brought back to Naughty Dog. And The Last of Us remake was allegedly one of those things. And so it was kind of like a big thing. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, PlayStation treats their studios horribly." It was like weird, but a lot of it hasn't really been confirmed. But it was a thing for like a month. It was something that I kept hearing within the industry. Um, but yeah, there's also the added thing of, do we need a remake of a game that came out during the HD generation, has been re-released already? It's like it all seems so unnecessary, and I agree. It comes across as a cash grab. So it kind of, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yep.
There was one thing.
Is that all we've got?
Well, so Manaxra wrote in, and actually, this is something that should have been on our list. So I'm glad that they wrote in. So thank you, Manaxra. But they said Amy Hennig is making a Star Wars game, and they say Uncharted in space? Question mark. And this is interesting. So this is something that I feel like was destined to happen, just because way back when, uh, Amy Hennig was already working on a Star Wars game that got canceled. This is when Amy Hennig would start working on a project and then it would get canceled,
We
and
got
then
shit
she
canned.
kind of just, yeah, she was being bounced all over the place, and it was fucking annoying. And I feel so bad for her because nobody writes dialogue like her. Personally, that's my belief. I think she's awesome. But anyways, so now officially, working with Visceral Games, I believe Amy Hennig is working on a new Star Wars game, and we don't really know specific details, but there's that. I think actually, if I remember correctly, Forspoken has her on the team of writers as well. So that'll actually be the first new project that actually releases where she's involved with the writing. So I guess we can kind of see if she can still hold her own in this industry that's becoming more and more cutthroat, apparently. Uh, but yeah, I mean, there
For
was,
her at least.
yeah, for her. But like back in the day on PS3, there was leaked gameplay footage of this canceled Star Wars project that she was involved with, and it looked a lot like Uncharted in space, and it
Hmm.
looked awesome. It was mostly focused on like the laser gunplay. You played as a bounty hunter, not a Jedi. It was uh, it was really cool, and it seemed amazing. And this was like early gameplay footage, and it already looked better than anything that I had seen before. But this was a while ago, so it probably looks like ass now. But still, I'm curious if any of those ideas that she had originally are going to kind of translate over to this new project, because it seemed like it was pretty far along for it to look that impressive at the time, even if it was probably just a vertical slice. Um, so she has experience with Star Wars as a whole, as a property and as a world, um, and she's already written a story essentially in the Star Wars universe. So very curious about this
Hmm.
one. Not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I'm a fan of hers, so I'll follow her wherever she goes.
I'm excited. I love Amy. Ever since she was in Uncharted franchise, at 1 through 3, gold, pure gold. Um, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I was disappointed hearing that her game was canceled. So hearing that she's back on this project or a new project in the same vein, whether it's spiritual or not, or it's the same thing, I don't know. But I'm excited to see what happens with it. Um, I've always been skeptical of Star Wars games. Unfortunately, it is a licensed property, so the history of them has not always been great. I played Jedi Fallen Order, and I liked the story in a sense. I was not a fan of the gameplay personally. So I'm curious to see how this works. I am interested in playing a Star Wars game where I'm not just a Jedi. Um, so I am excited to see how that goes. If we still get that bounty hunter type feel, especially in the vein where we live in an age where Boba Fett and the Mandalorians in there, they're the top bill money generators right now in the Star Wars universe. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's the route they still go. If anything, it went back to Amy, like, hey, so we're missing out in this field in the Star Wars. Wait, we've got Jedi's, we've got Battlefront. We don't have a bounty hunter game in the era of bounty hunters in Star Wars is key now. What do you say? So I,
Yeah,
I had some skepticism, not because of Amy, but just because of the Star Wars video game legacy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
yep, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Well, that's everything. we made it entertaining. We added some stuff. We had some fluff. We had some meat. We had some small meat. We had some snacks.
No big meat this time.
We had
the
old Pepsi Nitro. No big meat. No big meat. But we got a Pepsi Nitro.
Yep.
Pepsi Plus, everyone. Subscribe. And everyone go see Fast 10. Everyone. I mean this. Like, don't go see Fast X because fuck that movie. That's not what it is. You go see Fast 10. And you have to say it like you're saying fasten, but you have to emphasize the t. That's how you say it. That's important. So you say, I'm going to go see Fast 10. No, you're going to see Fasten.
Fasten.
Because fasten your seatbelts. Jason Momoa's coming to ticket that ass. Right.
All right, that's the end of our show.
Hashtag book it.
Hashtag book it. Thanks everyone for tuning in and watching.
This has been Dual Senses. What are you doing? You're fucking up the outro. Fuck you. Get off my stage. This is my time.
There's a delay.
You're a delay. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to a close. Thank you for watching Dual Senses, a PlayStation podcast, where we give you our 2 senses on everything PlayStation. You can catch the show live each and every Friday night at 9:30 Eastern, or whenever else 9 o'clock, or on a Sunday or Saturday, whatever. If you're a fan of the show, by all means, head on over to www.mtfproductions.com/donate, where you can give us a huge level of love and donate as little as $1. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, subscribe, all the things. Until next time, subscribe to their Pepsi Plus. And Plus, do that. It's dumb not to, at least to do the base tier. But Pepsi Plus, that's more important.
I agree. But yeah. Thanks for watching. See you later. Love, love, love.